You're welcome. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited to get a little spooky with this stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I guess we'll get started. What is this stuff right here
All right.
that you brought here on?
Well, I brought a couple of cards. And basically how tarot kind of works is we're reading the energy. So each card deck has a different like story and energy with it. That's why like there's different pictures to them and stuff like that. But they all kind of have the same underlining, I guess, message. So a lot of times people are like, okay, what does it mean? Like the devil card. They're like, what the heck is the devil card? But each card actually is an archetype for who we are as like the human condition. So the devil would represent something like our attachments. So that would be addictions and like toxic shit, right? Mm-hmm. So it doesn't necessarily mean like there's this devil out there. And that's kind of like what I wanted to talk to you about today too, because I thought it'd be kind of an interesting little twist to what we're talking about. But that's really it. It's just like the same archetype through each card. Each one means something different.
Okay.
And that's what I read.
I got you. Okay, so take me back.
Okay.
How did you get into this?
Well, I got into it because, I was working on my intuition. I knew that I had, so my background's kind of like in Reiki and yoga, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So Reiki is basically, I'm feeling the energy throughout your energetic body. Everyone has an energetic body or an energetic signature. So each chakra, that would be, we have several throughout the body. It has like a story, it has its own energy. And then I was interested. I wanted to know like what was happening within myself. And I didn't know how to do it. So I liked tarot because I knew that it could give me the story I was looking for, like kind of like the subconscious. So I started to research it out a little bit. And then I found that Carl Jung had this amazing study on tarot itself. And that's where I learned all of the archetypes and stuff. So I was like, okay, so this is mental, this is real science. It's not just like woo, you know what I mean? Because I don't, even though I can definitely be woo about all this, I just feel like it's nice to have that balance of like realness too.
Hell so yeah, I like it.
I just learned that, and then I worked on things within myself, and then I guess I got pretty good at it. And then so now I have people that have come to me for a long time. It's weird how people just kind of gradually come in. So that's where we are.
Okay. About how old were you when this started?
So I'm 39 now. So I was about 34.
Oh, this is recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I grew up super Christian.
I'm sorry. Can you scoot up to the mic a little bit?
Yes, absolutely.
There we go.
Yes. I grew up super Christian. So I did not I wasn't comfortable with any of this stuff.
Yeah, this is spooky.
It is. It is.
Still for me.
It is. And it okay, well, let me ask you, what makes it spooky to you?
Like I don't know if you listened to the podcast I did with the witch.
No, I didn't.
So I grew up Catholic, and I would say they are more superstitious than a lot of Christians. And then you add that I think it was just instilled in me that this is bad. Now, as I've gotten older, and in recent years, I'm realizing that I think there's this is my take, like there's this underlying almost conspiracy that they're suppressing this stuff because it can make humans more, I guess, powerful, if you will. Mm-hmm. I think magic's real.
Yeah.
And I think that there's institutions that want to suppress it. And I think that what's an easy way of saying, well, that's the devil.
Yeah.
So that's where I get a little, I got a little, it's still in me a little bit, but now I'm like more open to it. I think what I learned with that podcast was it's all about intention.
Absolutely.
And because you can use it for evil too, you know.
Absolutely.
So
You definitely can. That's with anything.
Yeah, anything.
A hammer. Right?
Christianity, religion, hammer, gun,
Yeah.
food, whatever. It's all
Exactly. It's that duality that's always there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that there's been a lot of like and even the word witch, I think it was like bad connotation behind it. I think there's always been, to me, I think that people are born with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think more so than others, and people have that touch.
Yeah.
So that's where I don't know. You guys keep coming on the pod, so I'll welcome it. So
Well, that's good.
And I think it's fun to like. I'm sure I'll talk spooky stuff later, but it's October. Things are changing.
Yes, definitely.
I like it. So yeah, hell yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're open because this is something I don't normally share because, well, there's kind of two things about it. What I've noticed is whenever I go into somebody's energetic body and I'm reading it, there are things that haven't come to their awareness yet. It's subconscious. A lot of it is. So there's things running in the background. Sometimes it's old belief systems. Sometimes it's like, like hatred, like simple things. And it's nothing. Like, I think that's the main thing about that I had to learn about all of this was there is something really awesome about knowing and also not, because there's that duality as well where I love to know things, but at the same time, I sure hate that I do.
Yeah.
Right. And it can be heartbreaking and it can be shocking. It can make me angry. So I had to learn to really like detach and just leave judgment out of it. Like just let that person be without my own projection. So I think that's
tough, huh?
That's the hardest part.
Do you feel like that's your responsibility as somebody who does things like this?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like another thing I do not do is I do not go into someone's energy if they haven't allowed me to.
But you could if you wanted to?
I absolutely can.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. Okay.
I absolutely can. And I think too, going back to what you said about the whole Christian thing, I grew up very Christian and I don't believe that I don't believe in God now. I just feel that the box that I put God in, it just got bigger. That's it. And I wanted to study things out, and I kind of like studied my way out of modern day Christianity. It was kind of like, oh, so they changed all these things because they wanted to build a slave system. Oh, it was just all these things, just like what you're saying, like, let's take this power away that God made us because he made us in his image. So yes, I do think like we all have these things, only this is going back to like, do you allow yourself to use your intuition? Because it's always in there and it's always talking too. Like, maybe do you have like a story where you just knew something, good or bad, and you just knew it?
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Okay.
But I will also be upfront and honest where I'm at in my life. I have drowned out all of that personally, I believe, with drugs and alcohol.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that just completely is white. And my phone. Yeah. And my phone. So I sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm like sober, I'm on it, and then sometimes I think those things take away from that.
Absolutely.
And then also just the hustle and bustle of life. I didn't even think about it. Just so worried about other things. But I can't even, I asked the witch about intuition because I'm like, what is that?
Mm-hmm. What does she have to say?
I don't think she really gave me an answer that I was like expecting. I think it's more, that's another thing. I feel like intuition is, yes, it's like a muscle, right? You can work it out. But I think people like her have it more than like me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I've been in places where I'm like, I don't know if I should be here.
The vibes,
yeah. And I've been around people.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I will tell you a story actually now think about it. There was a guy, I don't mean to name drop this name, but
oh, okay. Yeah.
a long time ago, And he was, I felt it. I was like, this guy is weird and something's off with this dude. We ended up murdering his mom. So maybe he had a dark,
There you go. Yeah.
like an extreme energy to him, but
Yep.
maybe that one, I guess, that, I was like,
Absolutely.
I knew
That's
it. Like, I hate to
exactly.
be like that. I was like, I knew it. That dude was fucking weird.
Yeah. What was it? Was there something that stood out to you, or was it just like
Unfortunately, if you drew a picture of a man, you would say he's gonna kill his mom. That's what you would have drawn him. I'm not even like, sorry, bro. No, I'm not. You're a killer. It was like
he just looked like a killer. Well,
and he was just like, yeah, he wasn't social. He was weird and it just the dark energy, I guess, like the darkest energy you could imagine, because he ended up murdering his mother.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm
That's
gonna keep that
nuts.
story in because I don't know if that's public.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Well, still
Yeah.
scary as fuck.
yeah. So maybe something like that. But
All right.
I mean, yeah, you can pick up on it pretty quickly, huh?
Yes. So I think that's more like the whole Reiki thing is, to me, intuition comes in three forms. It's a mental awareness. So you have to expand the mind, allowing it to be aware. Because just like you say, these distractions, you're closing your mind off. And there it is. That little flow that you have, you have like a dam there, right? You have like a block. And then there's also this body where your intuition speaks to you through your body, through sensations. Like a pit in your stomach or tingling in your hands. And sometimes, like if I'm unsure about something, or I can't read a situation the way that I want something clear, I'll ask my body. I'll literally say like, I'm looking to understand what I'm feeling. And if it's a yes, I want sensation here. If it's a no, I want sensation here. Yeah.
Damn.
So you can, so the whole thing with intuition is, there is no barrier between these three parts of yourself. We're the ones that say, oh, these things are separate, but they're always together and they're cohesively working together. So all you have to do is let your mind be aware of it, and then it goes into the body, into the spirit. All of it comes together. So that's where kind of like meditation. That's why I'm so into meditation.
gotcha.
And that's how, if people were to ask me, like, where does this come from? How did you do it? Where do you exercise this out? I would say meditation. And the reason being is you can go back to we can go back to scripture if you even wanted to. Like, the kingdom of heaven is within. Jesus said it. Like, don't go anywhere. Stop going here. Stop looking for it over here. It's inside. And when you go into that place, there is no barrier between you and God. You're just there. But it's almost like to get into that inner space where you can really hear, you have to practice allowing everything to be quiet and still.
Well,
So there
tough.
it is.
That's tough. Huh?
It is, and it's taken years.
I don't
and
even
to
know
this
if I
day-
can think quietly for a minute.
Yeah.
Silence is like,
Yeah, it's like, oh, I don't want to think about that. Or or it just kind of runs. Yeah. And that's exactly what, if somebody were to say, like, the devil made me do, if there's a devil out there, that's what it is. It's distraction, because it distracts you from God that lives within you. Like, that's the truth. And
damn. Dude, I saw my buddies into like, we're into like conspiracies but we saw this. I don't know if it was real, but it was an article about a study that they believe, like, when you get a gut feeling, it's actually your future self sending it back to you. Mm-hmm. You're getting it from the future. I would think it would be the other way, but that feeling you get in your gut is actually your body from the future sending that back to you.
Yeah.
Somehow we're all, I guess the scientists would call that quantum entanglement, I believe is the word.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was all the same. Different
Yes.
words.
That's exactly what all this is. I love that. I love any study when it comes to anything like that. I don't understand a lot about it. but there is this one story or this one study I've heard. It is a meditation teacher. His name's Joe Dispenza, and he had people praying or meditating on the West Coast for people on the East Coast. So this is a major hospital like Mount Sinai that's in New York. They are using this modality of meditation to help heal people remotely. So with that being said, kind of the way that they're explaining that is exactly what you're saying is if you can, because they were praying for them or meditating on their healing of when they were first diagnosed or first sick. So it was years prior. So they were praying for the people in their prior condition and healing them like in the current time.
Oh shit.
Yes, I know. There's so much. And like if like, you know, people like go look at that because it's really cool. And what it's showing you is that we're simultaneously living all at once.
Yeah, everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard too with like we've lived this moment over and over and over. Like every time begins, it ends, and it comes back to this moment every fucking moment. It's kind of spooky to think about, but
yeah, it's like when is it gonna end? Almost a nightmare a little bit. I'm kind of glad I can't remember.
yeah, it's fucking, yeah, I love this stuff. It's I don't know. I think more people. I don't know. I said this with the witch. I thought there was gonna be a great awakening in all of us. I don't know anymore, but maybe. I feel like it was something was about to happen with all of us, but
You don't know.
I've seen how humans been acting recently, and I'm like, well, shit. But
I mean, maybe it's an awakening that we didn't expect. Like,
well, do you feel like more people are coming to this and starting to research it at least, or think about it openly?
So I want to go back towards like more like Bible speak just because of like our like who's around us, our community, right? Well, do you remember they called Jesus the living water, right? Well, in the stars, literally, we have Aquarius who's pouring living water. Literally, it's Aquarius who's pouring living water. We are in the age of Aquarius right now. We just came into it. And that living water is awareness, it's consciousness. It's like, that's why all this stuff is coming out. But I just feel that it's kind of like a pendulum. Like sometimes when all this knowledge kind of dumps in, like it's just like you say, some people use it for bad, some people for good. And it's like separating that great awakening where people are separating and it's happening. I just don't think it's exactly how we were taught, you know, or like what we maybe expected.
This makes a lot of sense that you say this, because I feel like you're right. There's been a split in my life from what I've observed. Like more and more people are open to. Like I thought my mom was totally against this shit, and she was like more open. Like people like her are at least thinking about it, and like going into this side of the parapsychology. I think that's what it's called. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know like more people would be. So I'm seeing a lot of people starting to go into that. Like just health, I guess, even it's all together, right? Taking care of your mind, your body, your soul. Seeing like people do that. But on the flip side, and boy, did they get us good, because I see a lot of just respectfully dumb, numb people.
Yeah.
It's like one or the other, like,
Yeah.
which is crazy. So yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. Like the age Aquarius thing, that makes sense.
It's pretty interesting how all the ancient texts really, it's all the same story. Like it's the same story of about consciousness, you know, like, and then I did one interesting thing about, we could say consciousness is people think it's like abstract, like what's consciousness, you know, like what is this? And again, going back to meditation and intuition, consciousness is a place that when you're in meditation, there's a place that you go within the self where kind of like the body, you're not the sensations of the body go. So you're not feeling like you can be sitting on the ground, but you're not feeling in the ground, right? So, and then there's a place where the mind goes where there isn't a thought. It's like there's just stillness, and that is the place where consciousness is. It's like there are no bounds here. Like people say, well, where's the magic? What's like we talk about magic and all these things, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, magic is the place of pure potential. Anything can happen. You can bring into your awareness anything you'd like. So I say, well, what if, the old way of thinking, like there's, let's say, honestly, I don't know too much about, I didn't follow the whole witch thing, even though this is kind of like it, like the whole tarot stuff. I just kind of approached it like through, I guess, a Christian mindset. So I never had a life that you'd say like, I don't know, like Wiccan or something, like some sort of a cult. I didn't have those experiences, so I can't say that I know a lot about them. But what I do feel is that there was an old way of magic, like using herbs, spices, essential oils, like all these things, right? And now with this consciousness, it's kind of poured over the earth. Now it's the magic is in you. You are it. And how you tap into it is energetically changing your energetic field. So you become this frequency that attracts those things to you. You're not going and saying, oh, I want to do this thing. No, you become that. And then it comes to you, and there are no restrictions on it. The only thing about that I will say, it's just like that duality. You'll notice, like, say you want to manifest something, and then it comes to you, and then there's this huge duality. You're like, well, shit, there's also, like, if you wanted a relationship, and then all of a sudden there's, like, the responsibilities of one, right? So there's, like, the whole duality thing. Like, I think that's with anything. But I don't know if I kind of got off there, if that was clear or not. But I just feel like magic is changing. It's not this old way that we were taught or that we've seen or maybe even seen in movies. I think that magic is something that we create from the inner self.
That's what I mean when I say magic. Like, just like you can do what you I want to do whatever the hell I want. Like, yeah. I want to create something great. There's something like the whole process of it to me feels like magic. Like, or like, a musician or something. It's like, oh shit, where the hell did that come from? You know, you're finding it. Man, I don't know if this is gonna tie into this, but I was in Italy and they were talking about Michelangelo, I think, and he was like, I've never created anything. I've just grabbed it from the universe and put it out there. Mm-hmm. And it can apply to anything, huh?
That's that whole consciousness. People would say, I want to go to the Akashic Records. And, well, there was, who was it? I don't want to say, maybe it was Einstein. I'm going to stick with it was Einstein. He would sleep with a spoon in his hand. So, and he would sleep in his chair, and he would have his arm here holding a spoon, and he would fall asleep. As soon as he fell deep into sleep, he would drop the spoon, it would wake him up, and he would write down whatever that invention was. Because when we sleep, we go into that consciousness place where there's all potential. So there's like, anything you could think of, inventions, or this is another reason, like going back to the meditations, like the creativity ones that I have, this is what it's about. You go into the self, and you wait for the response of the universe saying, like, and I feel that we have art that's never been seen. I feel that there's colors that we haven't even comprehended. I think that think about that. Think if you went to a place and there was everything you could think of, good and bad, right? There's no limit, like this whole limitless idea. And then I think when it comes to the block, when it comes to manifesting, It's kind of goes back to two things. Do I feel worthy enough for this thing that I want? And another thing is, do I have the faith to pursue it and believe that it's going to come to me? And that's it. Because what's the difference between me and Kobe Bryant? Well, obviously he's not, Lord rest his soul, but what would be what would be the difference? It's repetition, right? Like,
yeah, he outworked everybody.
Yeah, he just outworked everybody. And I think like that's what it is. You put the mind, the body would be the motion towards whatever you want, and it comes to you. And then you just find the little, I call them like glimmers or something they call them, where it's like something positive is happening towards that thing you want. Like, say you want this to be like this amazing podcast, right? The whole world will listen to you. So if you wanted that, you would start looking for things in your life that are aligning with that same thought.
Yeah, I got to quit drinking and doing drugs.
Yeah, probably.
Whoops.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, shit, I was going to ask you something. I forgot. It was about that. Just
like the whole consciousness thing.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like, that's really what I wish for every human. Like, I think we all have potential to do anything. We all have the potential to be a Kobe Bryant. Just some of us find it. I mean, some of us don't find it. And I actually feel bad for like people that don't ever, I don't know, find something fulfilling in life almost. Like, I love doing this and I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I'm grateful every day that I'm like, I get to do it for free. Thanks a lot, people. But, but yeah, I'm like, I guess that's it. Everybody has potential to do something. Again, magical. Sorry about these bugs.
That's
they
okay.
are fucking everywhere. It's alive and well in this garage, people. But yeah, I wish more people. That would be my wish for humanity, is more people just. I guess it takes some. Sorry.
I'm scared. As long as it doesn't go in my ear, that's like my. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, just that to me, that's magic. Is like.
Yes.
Is doing crazy things. That you're pushing the limits of your body or whatever. I wish everybody found it. Maybe they do. I guess it's up to you too, though, right? You have to be brave enough.
Yes.
Strong enough.
That's
I don't know. I'm scared every day, but
you have to have faith in yourself.
Faith. There we go.
Yeah. I agree 100%. I mean, so a little bit of my background is Buddhism.
Is what?
I started like Buddhism and basically so my son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and he was like 22 months. And whenever that happened, it's like my whole life changed. I all of a sudden was a caregiver. All of a sudden, oh man, I was so worried about like just fucking up. Like if I do this will can I say bad words?
No, go ahead.
Okay, if I don't do these things, these are the things that are going to happen in his body. If I do this, like there were several times that I wasn't real sure about the insulin dosage. He had seizures. And he was like 22 months, couldn't really like less than 2 years old. So anyway, going through that in my life, I had like anxiety beyond. I was just like nervous all the time. So I thought I just need, as much as I loved my walk with God, I think I felt a lot of like judgment and fear, right? That's kind of like the main feeling I had from that walk. So when I went into the whole thing, when it comes to Buddhism, I was asking the universe for a way to help me cope with my own mind. There was no one I could blame it on. There was like nothing I could do. It was just my own thoughts. So I learned a lot. That's where I really learned yoga. And it wasn't like what we see now or what I'm doing now. It was more like maybe 5 poses where you meditated and really you're opening up your energetic body. So you're sitting in positions that open that energetic flow. And that's where that whole needing to really control my mind. And I think the reason I went there was because I was at the probably like the lowest point of like I not wanting to live in my own head, right? So it's like, where else can I go? I couldn't escape myself. So I think like that's what really taught me about controlling my mind. And when we can control our minds, we can control our emotions. And when we can control our emotions, we can choose to set a goal towards something or aim for something. And there isn't this like this wishy-wash teetering of the feeling like, oh, I want it today. Oh, I don't. Right? I had to learn to be consistent in the way that I approached my mind. So going back to what you said about wanting everyone to have this same thing, I think that that's what it is we have so much potential to be all these different things. And what breaks my heart the most is when doing cards for people, I see potential. Like I see one person, I see they could be 10 things. They could be 10 things. And because I'm not saying education's bad, but I'm saying like they were in a box of, I'm going to do this. That's it. And then that's all they got. So then, you know, what's true abundance and richness? Like it's doing the things that you love. That's it. There's nothing more or less than that. So that's what my hope is when it comes to any of the stuff that I do, meditation, yoga, whatever. It's to open people, allow them to open themselves up so they can be more than what they are now. And not that what you are now is bad, but you can express yourself in a million different ways. But you can't be afraid. You have to just be like, fuck it. Yeah. Because you could be really shitty at stuff. Like, I'm so shitty at some things, and I don't give a fuck. I'm like, just like when I started yoga, like I started this Buddhist yoga, and we didn't move much. And whenever I became a yoga teacher, it was like heated yoga. It is so fucking intense. I was like, and I was the worst when it came to like being able to move my body until I like got used to it. But I had to get over my own ego of looking like I sucked, actually sucking, like knowing like I'm the worst here. I'm the worst here. And I think that whole mindset thing of like training my mind, I wouldn't let myself talk to myself that way. Like, you're shit. Like, why are you here? Like, because there were moments I felt that way. And just a small, like, little part of my life. But I think, like, we have so many moments like that when the universe or God is wanting to show this other aspect of you that you might like or be able to contribute to the world. But we judge ourselves so harshly. And we're like, what is someone else going to say? You know?
Yeah. You got to get over that, people.
Yeah.
You got to get over that. I'm under the impression, too, that especially young men, I'll speak to them, like, you're supposed to go do shitty things. Like, go suck at something. It's good for you to suck at something.
Absolutely.
And put yourself out there. I was thinking about, like, jujitsu. It's like, yeah, I'm the worst in here. I'm getting my ass handed to me, but fuck, it's good for you. Yeah. You know, I think you grow from that. Definitely. You get used to it, too. Once you start doing enough things, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, I like it. So, you know, I don't like I don't ever think there should be mandates, but I think fucking they should teach yoga for the kids at school, man. Every kid should be doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had Ozzy Santos, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's been on here before, and the yoga.
Yeah.
And the witch, she teaches yoga too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there we go. You do it at 806 Collective? You do a class there?
Yes, it'll start. It's going to be once a month unless people want it more, but it starts this Thursday at 6:30. So, yeah, people come on. So what I want to do with this 806 Collective is I want to make it a little different than what I work at a studio, and it's a great studio. It's not anything about that. It's more like, but it's like almost strict, kind of like it's more traditional. And what I wanted to bring to the 806 Collective is like, just come. It doesn't matter if you're good, bad, doesn't matter. What matters is that you're moving. What matters is that you're breathing. And the reason being is we're moving all that energy around that blocked, or like ADHD and all this stuff. I'm not saying, I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about that, but I feel that if we moved more, it helps to kind of calm that mind a little bit that's just like going all the time.
I see a lot of things on Twitter. It's like, unfortunately, working out makes you feel better. Who would have thought,
Yeah.
Moving, sweating.
Yeah, definitely. So I want, like, kids can come or whatever. I don't want it to be like kind of like stiff, want it to be fun.
How long is the class?
It's like 45 minutes, and I'm going to do a sound bath
Oh,
at the end.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. We'll see how it goes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to put this out before then so people go. What time?
6:30.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll try to do some different themes. Like we're going to use candlelight for like shadow play on the walls. Since it's kind of artsy, I'm trying to bring in more like a creative way of like just making like cool shapes. I don't know. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it's a cool vibe, hopefully.
Got to get people moving.
Yeah.
You teach at a studio?
I do. I teach at Soul Yoga. That's on 82nd, and I teach at UMC.
UMC?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hell yeah! Is that hard to do?
No, it's
It's fucking hard to do yoga.
It is hard, but to me it's fun, and at this point it's second nature because I'm just so used to. I just go in and I just kind of do the same thing. I ask my students, like, how are you feeling today? Like, do you feel like moving a bunch? Do we need a slow start? Stuff like that. And I think, like, if you can get people to enjoy being in their bodies, just like the whole meditation thing makes you enjoy being in your mind, I think it's the same thing with the body. If you can enjoy it, like, hey, that wasn't so bad and I actually feel really good, then people will come back. And you can't just, like, take them through the worst, like, hardest thing ever. They're going to be like, this is shit. It sucks, because it's hard.
Enjoy being in your mind.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is so tough. Yeah, it is so tough.
That's another one of the things that just takes practice, work.
Yeah.
Definitely can't do that when you're off the shits. Damn. I mean, yeah. I'm scared of it. Scared of being in my mind.
Yeah?
A little bit. We got a lot of things going on. Like, my life ain't even that bad. But I got a lot of things going on. I'm like, shit. All right.
Yes.
Another thing to conquer.
Yes. It's like it's very hard to be vulnerable in those moments, and I think that with this whole intuition card thing too, when I do readings for people, that's the hardest part is you're seeing them. And a lot of people aren't seen because we're used to wearing masks. Like you're wearing your mask right now, right? This is, right? This is your podcast. Mm-hmm. Like you have a certain way to have to do this. This is how you have to show up. It's a normal human thing. But we do it so often with all like different relationships and stuff, or people in our lives. Like my parents know a certain aspect of me. So when we do these things, it kind of strips all that away. And you see yourself, and you let someone else see you. And that's really hard. It's not as easy as people think. Well, and it's okay, someone sees me. Well, it can be pretty uncomfortable. And that's where I find resistance, like some of the weirdest things. Like I have a weird story to tell you.
Let's hear it.
So there was a woman that came to me that had heard that I did this, and they gave her my number. I said, okay. So I invited her over. I did a session with her. She was having some relationship problems. And that's one thing, like, it's kind of like, I feel like we have free will. I can't tell your future because you have free will and energy changes all the time. So it's not really, what's the point? So I didn't really know I didn't know what she was there for. And she was asking me a bunch of questions and then writing things down. And I'm just like, okay, well, maybe she's super interested in this. And she leaves and she comes back in a couple weeks and she's like, she makes this major decision of leaving this relationship that she's in and going into another relationship. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay. So, and at this point, like, you hear what I do with this stuff. Like, I want to know myself. I, I don't know what else to do. Like, I want to know myself so I can be a better person. Like, that's all I do with this stuff. So I didn't know how to help her. And she would come in and she would tell me these things that were going on and some of the things that she was into. She was into some really dark things. And when I would go through her reading, I would see it. I would see like, what the fuck is this? And when I'm going through readings, there's several things that come through. I'm obviously looking at the card. I'm looking, there's like colors will come through, like a phrase or even a song, whatever, like kind of like helps me understand. Well, it'll come through. Well, I got this vision of her laying on a bed and somebody standing in front of her, like like a shadow standing like right next to her bed, and she's laying there. But I didn't get the feeling that she didn't know what that was. Like she was just, I felt like I had walked in on a scene. So I don't understand what's happening. She's asking me questions. I keep telling her like the same type of healing shit, like go into yourself, have your own time. Like she wasn't listening, so I didn't know what was happening. She asked for another card reading. This is several weeks that go by. And at this point, she's comfortable enough to ask me like how I do things and stuff like that, how I manifest things. And I'm telling her, just like I tell you, like work on your energy, like blah, blah, blah. And she says, well, this old relationship that I'm trying to get out of, I feel that he has this spell on me. Because she's someone who does believe in spells. And she had done like just like darker. I feel like when you mess with someone's free will, that is not good because we have karma that goes along with that. So I could see that she was doing this to the new person, wanting him to like her. And then, yeah. So she was doing this to the new person and at the same time being super paranoid that the old person is doing the same thing to her. That he's putting a spell on her and she's putting a spell on the new guy. So this is what's happening. And I'm like, dude, this is a mirror. The universe is showing you you. Like the thing you suspect of them, it's fucking you. You know? So anyway, long story short, she's doing this stuff and whatever she's doing. And I think like she was calling it like dirt magic and stuff like this. So she uses elements and things like that. So she starts telling me about this new guy that she's with and that he calls himself like a warlock and all these things. And he's super powerful and all these things. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't even know what to say. Cool. I mean, like, like, what do you, I don't understand. And I really didn't. And so a whole year has passed or had passed. She would come randomly and then she would randomly show up at like a yoga thing or she's just always around somewhere, aerial atmosphere. She went out there and I was just like, huh. Even then I'm like, huh, like what is this about? I couldn't get a good reading as to what was going on. Well, the very last time she came, this was like a year and a half after the initial time she came. She's now leaving the new guy. And she wants to leave the new guy and go in another direction. So she's in the same cycle of leaving one and going to another. And when I'm doing her reading, I see that she and that new partner were doing magic against me. Yeah.
Ooh,
so
shit.
I see it, and she's sitting next to me, and I just look at her very plain. I look at her and I say, "Are you and so doing this thing to me?" And her face like literally like drops, and she's like, "Well, it was his idea, and he wanted to do that." So long, she was getting all this information from me when she was coming and having these readings, and then for some reason they were doing these things, and so I ask her, I say, "Well, what came of it? Like, what did you get from it?" She's like, "Well, nothing." I'm like, "So why did you do that?" And she couldn't really answer. And anyway, the long story short of all this is that sometimes you know things that you don't want to know. And I didn't even know that this kind of energy was coming
When
towards
didn't
me.
you want to know that though? Like to,
I mean,
hey, don't come back.
Honestly, I feel that innocence is not only bliss, but it's kind of a protection. Because I came and I was trying to do the right thing. I never wanted to assume the worst of it, or that even when I felt something negative. And obviously nothing had happened to me.
I was about to ask that.
Yeah,
nothing.
I was like, "Thank you." Well, this is what I do energetically. Like, this is one thing people want to know. Like, what can you do that's magic? You want to know? Every bit of negative or ill will someone sends to you, it's like I take that little energy, and instead of plugging it into like shit or like something terrible happening to me, I just use that energy and I plug it into something great. Give me opportunities. Help me have a fucking glow up. Make my skin, I don't know, whatever it is, I'm going to use that negative energy and I'm going to put it into something good. And that to me, I feel we're alchemists. We make lead, get lead and make it into gold. And I think like that's kind of what that shit energy that people give you. People think, "Oh, it's a spell. This is terrible." Well, people do these things to you all the time, even if they don't do that. They just like want shit things to happen to you. So it's like, so you literally want something shitty to happen to me. Like, can you imagine how, like, do you wake up every morning and you're like, "There's this one person I hope you fucking fall down those stairs," when you or
I
like,
try not to.
yeah. But see how it's normal. It's like the human condition to feel.
I was about to say, like, sometimes they just come to your mind.
Yeah. And that's the same thing. It's not a personal thing. I didn't feel like.
That is nuts. I would have scared. Oh, man.
I think I scared her by knowing. And the whole year that they were doing these things, I think that I wasn't meant to know at that point. I think that they were meant to keep trying to do whatever they were doing, and that way they could learn, like, don't do that shit. Like, what are you doing? It's a waste of energy, honestly. Like, go work on yourself. Like,
yeah, you got the light version of it. I'll tell you another reason why I get a little spooked out of this stuff.
Tell me.
Because this is a dark version. So I did a podcast many years ago. These guys, they were like ghost hunters, and this dude was telling us his whole life was just plagued with, like, he would like an evil entity was following him and doing crazy shit to him and like haunting him, trying to possess him, to the point where, like, I think he got sorry if I'm getting this wrong, like, he got married, had a kid, and it was so bad in that house that they divorced, and he moved to another house. It's followed him. I think it's like it happened when he was a kid. He grew up. Then when he got married, it happened again. He moved a house, and just dark shit would happen to him. And his daughter was experiencing dark shit, seeing things. Things were moving in his house, like a haunting type shit. And we do this whole podcast, and we end it, and I was like, "Damn, that's scary." This motherfucker was like, "Well, I didn't say this in the pod, but my dad," this is what made me think of this, because he's like, "My dad was cursed by a woman because she wanted to be with him and he didn't want to be with her." So she cursed him, and it followed his son, which was this guy. And he was like, "You want to see some shit?" And I was like, "Sure." And he showed us his house that he lived in. Fucking headless cats all over his yard. He's like, "She's still following us. Like, this woman is like evil." So I was like,
scary,
and making bad things happen to him in his house. And I was like, "Ooh, this is another reason." I'm like, "It's just real, man." Like, but you put all that dark karma, something bad's gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, you can
So
choose
I
one or the
was
other.
like all fucking scared, like, oh shit, people can do powerful things, good and bad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, fuck that.
I think it's like what comes to in your reality too, because it's like, okay, if you want to take this to like the whole quantum thing, what you think of and what you are putting your mind to, more comes. If you are thinking that there is something out there and it's coming to get you, guess what? The universe will respond and give you things and people and situations that are exactly that story. That's why we're villains and sometimes in people's story. And it's like, well, okay, so the story you chose is this. Does it make it reality?
I saw a meme. It was a black cat and a crow, and they were like, "Are we villains in their?" No, the crow asked that cat, "Are we villains?" And the cat was like, "In their story, we are."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy. Some people don't like that.
I don't know. That's weird. That's exactly what I was saying with the woman doing that. When you take someone's free will, I feel like we have laws to the universe. There's laws that it doesn't matter what culture, doesn't matter like from ancient cultures to whatever, they're all the same. And it's like you can see them like even in the Bible. You reap what you sow, right? You have to believe that the universe bears no ill will towards you. And there's another one like taking care of like the creatures, the things around you. So all these laws have like a give back, basically. You put yourself into this situation and then the universe, just because you're in flow. So like if you are tending to creatures, right? Then
Love doing that.
yeah, me too. And it's like high vibe. It really is. And that's how the universe will then repay that to you. So I feel like one of the things is like when you take somebody's free will, you are then trying to be God or change their outcome for them. And that is like, I think it's like the worst thing you can do because everyone is made to create their own reality.
That's what we call a mortal sin.
Yeah. I think like that is definitely one of them because everyone has a right to build their own lives and who they are. And if you go in and try to disrupt those things, I honestly don't think it works. I think you waste your energy. Not that, like, say the woman doing this to the man. Okay, she did all these things and now there's these dead cats and she's still not with the guy. So did it work or are you just crazy?
Yeah.
Like only like what's the reality that just happened here? Like
there's crazy people out there.
Yeah. It's crazy. But do you want me to do anything with the cards or?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you want me to
I'm scared of what you're going to see.
Oh, okay. Let's think.
I will say this before I decide. I do my best to not, and the words I use is disturb somebody's reality. Mm-hmm. I do my best not to disturb other people's reality. I do it all to myself. This is what I try to do. I joke around. I say some things here and there. But most of the time, as of recently, just all been doing bad shit to myself. Okay. So I'm scared to see what comes around from that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've had a tough summer and a tough year.
Okay.
And I've done a lot of, again, bad things to myself, not other people. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I understand. Yes. I would definitely say like, you have to be at the place to be willing to see. And I think the thing is that you do already see. You already know. So there's nothing really you know, more to say to that. You already know. You already know the changes needed.
I think I feel that way.
Yeah.
I know what I need to do.
Yeah. So what do I have to say? Right?
Yeah.
You already know. So, I mean, I could do something that's positive. We could do like a positive type of reading without getting into anything like that. Would
All
you
right.
prefer doing something
Let's
like
do
that?
that.
Okay. All right. We'll just see.
But be honest with me. So whatever comes, go.
Okay. Yeah, of course. My question to you is, what is your higher power? Is it like, to me, my higher self is my higher power? What is yours? Is it God?
I submit to, it's God.
Okay.
I believe, I also believe Jesus Christ was born a perfect man and was crucified. I believe in, I guess, let me say this, the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
Perfect.
And however that comes to me, that comes to me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm doing, I'm going to explain to you what's happening for me. So I'm connecting to your energy, and I'm asking your higher power to give me the message that you need to hear the most. Okay. So usually what I do is I take a couple cards and then I will stack a couple on top of them, and it's going to tell me a story. It's going to tell me a story. It's going to give me a feeling. And then I'm just going to share it with you.
Sweet.
I like to say, if it falls on the floor, it means
means I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Okay. This is awesome. All right. Ooh. This is beautiful. All right. So I'm going to start with this layer first. So you have these different cards that have different energies, and I love this deck because it has little words too. So what I'm seeing from this already, you have invention and trust. There is a part inside of you. So the color green would be the heart chakra. You see this orangey yellow? Mm-hmm. That would be more of your sacral area here. This is where confidence comes from. This is where your manifesting power comes from. That's why fucking is creative energy, right? We make a baby. So it's all from the same place.
Nice.
So when we manifest, it's the same creative energy. It's the same, believe it or not, it's like the same sexual energy. So what this is saying is that you have this need, or this part of you that wants to expand and grow. But it's hard for you to trust what you want. That's where that sacral energy, the confidence. So the universe is like, really look at where you're feeling not confident. So my question then to the universe was like, well, where is he not feeling confident? And so you have communication here and excitement. And there's two cards. You have the 3 of Wands and you have the 3 of Pentacles. It's 3 and 3. So numbers are also speaking to me, right? So I'm seeing a mirror, but what I'm seeing is that you want to invent, you want to create something, you want to grow, but you're not trusting your ability to communicate. And it's funny because you're a podcast person and it's all about communication,
Yeah.
but you're not trusting your communication because there are some relationships in your life that are important to you that communication has damaged you and them. words. Sometimes it's words, sometimes it's right, and it's the throat chakra. So our throat chakra, it can really express the way that we feel like awesome, where people like can understand it. And sometimes when it's overactive, we can say things we don't mean. I struggle with that. I'm very blunt. Sometimes I can be cruel in how blunt I am. I need to work on that shit. But so that's the dichotomy of what we're talking about here, is that the very thing you want, this podcast, this growth, this platform, the very thing that's blocking you is the thing that you're doing, which is communication. So that's the story that I have right now. That's where we are. So as I'm going further, okay, right away. So this is kind of like how intuition happens. It's you see that card?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that right there, and I noticed you have a lot of green. This is your heart. Your heart is talking to you, and it's saying, I'm in pain. You're not seeing that I'm hurting. And part of this whole pain thing is that you're not communicating from the heart. Or
what if I start crying right now? Because I might.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Get a little teary-eyed.
Is everything okay? Do you want me to pause or anything?
No, keep going.
Okay. So this is a beautiful affirmation. It says, listen to this. Tears are what happen when the ice of the heart melts. Yeah.
Well, now.
Yeah. So your heart is actually speaking to you. And people are like, well, no, we are energy. And your heart has a whole thing to say. It has a whole, think about how you have a perspective as Roy. Well, each chakra, each part of you has its own perspective. So the way it's viewing the world is it wants to do something so bad. It wants to create, has this invention, and it wants you to trust in yourself so bad, but you're so hurt that it's blocking you from trusting. Because when we get hurt, guess what goes with that? I don't trust. I don't trust people with my heart. I don't trust myself with my heart. It always comes back to the self. We like to think, well, maybe it's somebody else, and it can be, right? But it also it's a mirror for you. So just as someone may have hurt you, I can guarantee you're hurting yourself. The exact same way, in fact. It's just the universe, like how I'm saying, like what we are and what we believe, it comes back. So it's the same thing. So this is the second card that came for you with this deck. It says, sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, and addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. So to love, you have to sacrifice these things that are keeping you from love. And that's the whole heart thing. And when you can tap into this love that's in your heart, it's going to open that opportunity for the invention. You're like, what does this have to do with the podcast? Love in my heart. This is like, if I could shout anybody to the world. It's hand in hand.
I'm saying it's hitting the nail on.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. Because your heart is that place where you're sharing from. All the stuff you talk about, it's what matters to you. And you have this ability to come and make a platform for not only what you have to say, but what others have to say. And to you, you're like, well, it's just, no, that's a big deal.
That's important to me.
Yes, it's very important to you. And there's things that you want. You want a lot. So that's what I have so far. So the heart's speaking to you. You're in a lot of pain. Do you want to look into that pain?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I was going to talk to you about it, but we can.
Do you want me to do this first and then you can tell me and see if it matches?
Yeah. You're going to, yeah.
Yeah, see if it matches and tell me if it doesn't.
It's almost ooky spooky how much it matches.
And I mean, yeah. Okay. So I'm asking right now, since since I know, think about it, I see energy, right? So I'm not thinking of you as a person. I'm thinking of you even as a color more right now than anything. I'm thinking of you as a frequency. So your frequency, especially in your heart, I'm now going to connect to it and I'm going to ask it what this grief is. Okay? So that's kind of how energy works. You just bring your awareness to it and then you just ask. So you could do this yourself. You can sit down and you can say, okay, heart, what you got to say? And it will tell you. If you're quiet enough, it'll tell you. You wouldn't. Okay. Okay. So, kind of like the main story I'm seeing here is that there's something that there's like two parts of you. There's a part of you that wants to experience all this joy, but the things that have happened to you in your life, it's like you're trapped. That's how you feel. Like, because these things happened to me, I'm not so sure I can trust that I can have joy in my life. So it's kind of like an old story of like, is it even going to last? Like, is this joy going to happen? As soon as something good happens, you're like, well, today, the rug's going to be pulled out from underneath me. And sometimes with that mindset, it goes into everything. It goes into the way we work, the way we are in relationships, like with ourselves. So this is kind of what is happening on the inside. This wanting this thing in your life, and then not being able to let go of what has happened to you, and to really let go. I don't really know what's happening here, but I see two older people, and
Sorry, just
and I see it's like feminine energy. Doesn't mean it's a woman, but it could be someone who's feminine. Like, don't think like obviously our bodies, right? Feminine energy is like caring and things like that. But there's something like a loss that you have felt, or something has gone on, or I saw rejection as well that you're holding on to. It looks like something that happened when you were young, or maybe like an old story that you've kept. So we can dig into this one. You also got the card release. So this is what it's telling me, that there's an old mindset that keeps you trapped in your mind, and also like your heart. It's inside. Like, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in any relationship where you're fully seen, like the shit and all? Like,
yeah.
have you, like your shitty moments, your everything? Like, someone sees you and you show them you. Have you been in a relationship like that? Any? You have?
I don't have a problem doing that, but yeah,
You do?
both like platonically and
Yes, exactly.
either way.
Yes. So there is like, let me look. Let me see what's in this. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. So the block that I'm seeing here, this mindset, it's like there's like a sadness that you carry. And it's like the thing that you really think about. You see this guy thinking?
That's all I think about.
That's all you think about. See, it's just like bothering him.
Yeah.
And then there's like this part back here that wants that freedom. That's like the heart. It's like, hey, you know? So it's not so much the mindset that we would say that's blocking is a deep sadness you have. It's just like, see this with the heart on the side? It's like being really brokenhearted. So, yeah. So you're hurting. You're hurting, and the thing about it is that it's a pain that it changes faces. In one season, it's a person. In one season, it's a job. I don't know.
Son of a bitch, yeah.
Yeah, right? But it's the same feeling. It's the same pain you've been carrying for a long time, but it goes different pants, right? Different person or different situation.
Yeah.
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 So that's what the universe wants to talk to you about, because if you can identify.
I know exactly.
Yeah. Okay, then you know. And this goes all the way back to what we started when we did all this stuff, when we started this. You have the opportunity to choose. You can choose. There's no such thing as I choose to be happy. No. It's I can choose to do things differently, even if it's 1%. Think about it. If you can change, like what's that saying? Like you shoot a bow and arrow, and then if you just like deviate a little bit, it like misses it completely. It's the same thing, even if it's just like 1% each day that you're changing. Even in the brain, it'll make a new groove, a new pathway for you, because at this point you have been in this state for so long because you've carried it for a long time that you really don't know what it's like to be like completely happy. Not the fullness of it, not what you really want. So I think it's like the positive message is you want happiness. I think it's like very simple. And there's this big pain that you're coping with.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions like any questions for your inner self that you would want to know, or have a question like, how do I get out of this? Or
I will. The only way for me to ask that is I have to tell you.
Okay.
What I thought of with these.
Okay.
And it's like you said, the different is different. Mm-hmm. Like, but it is the same feeling and everything. Being vulnerable here, people. Just if I cry, I cry. I went through a breakup.
Okay.
And I fucking can't. Thing that happened in May. Think about it every fucking day. Like I want it. I want to get back together. I want to just fucking forget about it. And I'll tell you, the ooky spooky part is there's an event happening this Saturday that she put on. So, of course, I'm going to see everything about it. Try to get it out. Think about that a lot. The first reading, I'll tell you, with the fucking podcast is I did a skit. I thought it'd be funny. And they hated it. Some of the near and dear friends hated it. Turned their back on me. Tried to cancel me. Make me look like a fucking bad guy. And I really put a sour taste in my mouth for doing this. Fuck. The whole, I was like, oh, I thought everybody supported me. I mean, I still have the people who do, but like, damn, all right, motherfuckers. Sorry.
It's kind
so
of
I
shocking.
lost like my two really good best friends. Because of the breakup, because of that. Dog dies.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
dog dies. Two of my dogs died. So I'm fucking like, okay, like literally today. Weird you say this. Literally, I'm having a conversation out loud in the car, and I'm like, I don't have it in me to love anybody else ever again. Like I don't want to fucking love anybody, you know. I just I'm gonna have to probably cut this part out, but last night found no. So I'm like,
There's an opportunity to love.
so yeah, well, there we go.
Right?
There we go. Yeah, so it's like you're saying, it's weird. Like and then I had a buddy die. That was a few years ago, but when I'm not thinking about this, I'm thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about my fucking dog. When I'm not thinking about my dog, I'm thinking about this fucking podcast and trying to bounce back. Like I believe in that too, 1%. Like I'm fucking trying to bounce back every fucking day. Like one way or another. Like so, yeah, got a giant hole in my heart from all of that.
Yeah.
The booze and the drugs didn't help. Turned to that. I felt depression for the first time in my life. I was like, I didn't care whether I lived or died for the first time in my life. So yeah, that's fucking like goddamn. Yeah, that's where. And I don't know. I don't like how you're saying like what is happiness or whatever. Like I don't know. Will I always be back to normal? What is normal? I don't know. I know I'm not ready for a relationship, but damn, it'd be nice if I can
have some love.
Have some love, which I received in not a very healthy manner because I've been fucking around. So it's like, I don't want to disrespect the women, but it's meaningless, I think we're both using each other, but that's what we're doing. So. Goddamn.
Cool. Hard.
Sorry, I didn't, but that's why I was like, oh shit, these things are.
See, this is not. It's not easy to face what you see, but I feel like you're in a transition where things are breaking where they need to break, and things are aligning where they need to align. And sometimes it just takes like what we would call in tarot a tower moment, where everything just crashes down. And that's what this sounds like, because it's happening relationally, work-wise, like it's personally, it's happening all these different ways. And I know it's like hard to see it right now, but I promise you those structures that fell were not on solid ground. Even though it was something that you built and all these things, you felt comfortable and good there, it wasn't aligning with who you are and who you're becoming. You have to trust that. You have to trust it. And I mean, let's see. Can I see?
Keep going.
Let's see what's happening here. So I like to change decks because I feel like they kind of have different energy. And then I really love how some of the kind of pictures will kind of help. So again, I'm trying to look through your energy. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm looking for a solution. So that's what I'm asking for. I'm looking for some sort of solution, some sort of something that you're needing. Oh, okay. So you have a Page of Cups and you have a King of Cups. So Page represents like someone younger. You go from a page to a king, and cups represent emotions. That's where you've got all this water. So you notice with this younger person how the water's choppy? That means your emotions were up and down, very hard to be steady, especially with things happening around you. And then the universe is basically saying that you are transitioning from a love that is more, like you say, like meaningless. It's a younger one. And you're going from page to king. And you might think like, well, your heart is desiring real love. And it doesn't just mean a relationship. Yes, relationship for sure. But I mean, real love with like friends. Like think about it. Like you make a mistake and then like everyone turns their back on you. Is that love? Do you have children?
The kids.
Well, can you just imagine loving a child, like someone of yours, right? And if they made a mistake, would you just be like, fuck you?
Yeah, it's crazy. Huh?
That's nuts. Well, that's the reason why I say that is that you're wanting to experience real love in all those forms. And your heart is calling it. And because it's calling it, all this shit, you have the Eight of Cups, all this shit, Eight of Cups means you're walking away. So there's the sun, there's the moon, and they're fighting. The sun represents what's happening that you can see. The moon represents all the emotions you can't see, and they're fighting. So it's kind of this inner battle within you of leaving the old things, the old way of love, and going into the new way of love. And you're like, what does this have to do with my podcast and all this stuff? When this controlling the emotions is going to help you go through anything. The more your platform grows, you are going to get people that are just like picking you apart way more. And if you've got this solid foundation within your heart, your emotional body, you're going to be able to go through anything. The more you grow, it's like video games, like the boss gets worse, like,
Yeah.
and then, it's a way of growth. Your heart is asking for growth, and it's asking for real friendships, real relationships, all of those things. And that's why everything fell apart, because those things weren't aligned with you. It doesn't mean this person isn't either. Because sometimes time apart, you change and it aligns better. I do see an energy here that is a feminine energy for you. And I think like the hardest part, what you felt or what's happening is you feel that this person is the one. See how she's holding a coin and then this one is like, I got the one.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And then she's got like a little baby.
Boy,
So
that'd be nice.
So it's kind of like you want that in your life. And I think that's a lot of the grief too. I think if you want me to, if I saw you, if someone to ask me, what did you see when you met Roy? I would say someone with a tremendous capacity to love. You have a big capacity to love. So that's what you're wanting in return. Your heart is literally like, I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to give. I want to start a family. I want these things. And you're going from the page to the King of Cups. And when this relationship, went a different direction, that's what you're grieving is this idea that you had in your head of how it was going to go with this person. So like there's this thing that you wanted and you're literally grieving it. You're wishing that it would have been it's just grief. It's all the love you couldn't invest. So I don't really see like The only thing that's going to change, you have the hangman. The only thing that's going to change all of this is your perspective. Because you can't, like, what, put lipstick on a pig and call it a, like, what is that, right? You can't do that. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to choose. Everything's great. No, the perspective is going to have to change in a way that, are you going to see this as a situation that is so hard and all these terrible things are happening and people are against me, and it may be true. There's also the duality of changing the mindset where you can say, this situation taught me who friends are. They taught me what kind of relationships I want in my life, who's safe. It taught me this, it taught me that, right? It showed me I want a real relationship and I actually want kids. Like, so now, how does that change your dating life? Right? So that's exactly what we're saying about, like, we want to manifest these things. Well, your heart is saying, like, I want this badass chick, and she's like the Queen of Pentacles too. So it's not just like a girl. You want like a woman that has their own shit and things, and not about things, but like their own thing going on. So you want these things, but your actions are opposite of that. So the very thing you want, you're going the different direction. And then all of a sudden, it's like your heart gets split in two and you get split in two. You're like, I want all these things, but then I'm doing this. So the whole time you're doing this thing, you're like looking back at that thing you really want. So you're just split. And like, if we go into like psychology, which I don't know, like, I'd hate to like talk about things I don't really understand fully, but that's trauma. When we're having two emotions at the same time. I want to do this thing, but I'm doing these other things. So if you want change, if you want these things to change, it would basically ask that you would change the way that you're viewing what's happening to you. And then when you see what you want, go for it. So.
Well, damn. I did not expect that to go this way.
I know. I wanted it to be spookier. That's why I told you. And I was like, I don't know if it's going to be spooky.
It's all good. It was spooky how much it matched in my life. That's the spooky part. Damn.
I will say one thing about the devil. And throughout history, it's like we have put like horns on it and like all these things, right? It's like this devil's this entity. But the more that we study the mind and things like that, every villain is an archetype for the self. So, like that whole idea of it being like an entity outside of the self, I think that it can be, but the way that it looks to a person will be based on what they believe. So if you think evil looks a certain way, it will come to you in that form. I think evil comes to, like, for me, I think evil is, I don't know, like dictatorship or something, like, right. Like, I hate not to get in, but like there's like people taking away rights, just like we're saying, like that's one of the laws that's like terrible. You don't do that, right? So it's the same thing. So to me, that's what it would look like to me. But to some other people, it's like a scary figure. And you'll manifest it towards you. Like if you believe it, it will come. Like whatever it is.
I've seen that scary figure before. When I was like 14, it was scary.
Yeah. I have had some scary moments too, like that. Like I remember like a doll and weird little moments. Like when I first started this, I was in a room and I was grabbing some stuff from a drawer and I saw someone like at the door. That was like my kid, and because it like peeked, and I said, "Hey, go put on your clothes. We need to get to bed." I keep getting my clothes or whatever, and I walk through the hallway, go to my room, and as I'm going into my room, I look into the living room and there's this figure on my couch, and it's like someone laying on their side with their hands like and they're just watching me. I know. And I never, and this wasn't very long ago, maybe like 3 years ago, something like that. And I literally completely saw. So do I think those things exist? Yes.
Oh, definitely.
But do I choose to bring that into my awareness? No. I don't want to be part of it because it scares the shit out of me.
I'm with you. I like being scared.
You like
But
things
sometimes, yeah. I've seen shit like that. Yeah. I think, and I mean, it's like that. What I was doing lowered my vibrations, and I think, a demon or some dark came to me once. He growled at me, and I was like, "Ooh, better get my shit together because that motherfucker right there."
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's real. But I mean, I think what the devil is me being lazy. The alcohol, the cocaine, that's the devil.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Don't put in that much effort. Don't try. For me, I'm speaking about me. I mean, that's the devil.
Yeah.
But he is in fucking horns too. I've seen that shit before, man.
That's what I mean. It could be. I mean, it's just like you say. That all these, what is it? All these realities are happening at the same time. Do we need to finish?
No, I was just checking my phone.
All these realities are happening at the same time. Well, if your energetic signature is kind of like on a lower vibration, there are entities and people in that lower vibration. As you ascend and you go into higher vibrations, then there's people and situations in that field. So we're all right here together, but we're all experiencing different realities based on the vibration that we are. So yes, I do think like scary, weird ass shit does happen.
Do you think as you try to ascend, those entities and things in that plane try to hold you down harder?
Yes.
They don't want you to elevate
Yes.
whatever it is. See, because I've always thought about it like, with like, let's say like prayer, manifesting, like, okay, I've always interpreted as I want to be more patient. Let's just say that. Well, I'm not just going to get patience. I'm going to be put in a position where I got to be more patient every fucking time. Is it like that? Like the universe will test you to see if you want it?
Yeah. I think that's exactly how it goes. And it's everything. We are the ones that are creating our reality. So if you have this entity that is teaching you something, you asked for it. Your higher self, your belief system, everything asked for that scenario to happen right then and there. So like if you want to ascend and you want to get better in certain areas, all the resistance you feel is going to go into whatever your mind decided that it's going to have a figure, whatever it is. It could be, for me, it's always like my bosses. Like, fuck them, like they're always trying to make me, so all of these resistant feelings I have, it goes into it like that energy comes into my life. It doesn't matter. It's just it's like how we're saying. So yes, I do think like those things come to you, and it's up to you. It's always a way to see yourself. Like, when you're afraid, like this is where I get kind of like, because I don't know, I want to know more about it, but so psychology will say that when we have a belief system like God, for instance, or even the spiritual stuff, it's us coping with the reality that we are all there is. Like, how in the Bible God says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." There is nothing in this world that is not God. And that's it. That there's nothing else. We, the animals, like the rocks, everything. So the mind has a lot of trouble coping because we want to say, well, I want this thing to love. I want this thing attachments. I want this thing to have. So we then assign a different thing. Well, I need an authority figure in my life because I don't know the way. I don't trust myself. Well, I'm going to name him Buddha. I'm going to name him whatever, right? So psychology teaches us a little bit about how we're basically just coping. And it's the same thing with the shadows inside of us. I don't know how to cope with the shadowy thing within me. So it's going to come to me in this form. It's going to come to me, these certain fears, this certain loss, because those are the fears that we have within us. And then since we're creators, whether we are trying to create or not, I feel like that God says we're made in his image. That's what we are. We're creators. So we're creating our reality by what we believe. So you can either take it by the reins and say, I want to create my reality to look like this, and then in turn be a true image of God. Or you can say, this situation happened to me and now this is shit. Or, I don't think I'll ever find my way out of this situation, or I don't know any better. Like all these limiting things. So really it's just finding where you're limiting yourself, because God wants you to be in his image, which is a creator, which is someone who thinks about something and it becomes. Like, think about that. Like, you can think on something and it will come to you. Like if you want, and
Awesome.
I think you've seen some things like that. Like
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And if we were to realize like how powerful we are, we certainly wouldn't put anything in anyone else's hands. And be like, anybody, like, who's worth taking your freedoms?
Don't take those away. They're trying, aren't they? Boy, are they trying. Scary world.
It is scary. Yeah.
It's a great world, too.
It is.
Life is electric. Life rules. Well, hell yeah.
Well, we went way deep.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for allowing me.
Yeah. So if people listening wanted to get this done, how can they?
Just, you can follow me on Instagram. My name's Alyse Corina. It's all one word, Alysc.
Yeah, we never said your name.
Oh, yeah. Yes, my name's Alyse Trinidad.
We just got right into it.
Yes. Yeah, just follow me on IG and you can DM me there. But just as a little thing, no, I'm not going to tell you what you need to do in your relationship. No, I'm not going to do anything. If you want to see yourself so you can get through things that are blocking you, then call me and I can see some of these things that are going on within you. And I'd love to help you. But if it's like, am I going to end up? I don't know, and I don't care. Like, please, because it changes too much. And honestly, I think like.
So you think free will is real? You don't think we live in a predeterministic universe?
Absolutely not. I feel that we are constantly creating.
This is crazy, by the way. I only wanted one, and we brought almost all of them out.
Yeah.
That rules. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't think that we are just here like getting thrashed by like the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm just saying, you don't think it's already written what we're gonna do?
I think we wrote it
already.
Mm-hmm. I think that we made an agreement with God with this, and I don't believe it's like God. I feel like he's an energy, or it's an energy, and it's love. It's the highest vibration, and I feel like that's God, and that's where when you go inside, that's who you meet. But I feel like when we pass, our spirit literally like communicates, and it goes over your life, and it says, okay, you learn these lessons, and this is where things were broken. These are things where you excelled. And then you say, okay, what does my soul need? Well, my soul needs to learn this lesson. And then sometimes we come into this world and we're someone else's villains. Like, can you imagine somebody writing their story and they're like this horrible person? But maybe in the previous life, they were treated so horribly that they had hatred in their heart, and they had to come be a person who was exactly what they hated. Right? Like, because eventually it is the evolution of the soul that God cares about. He doesn't care about, suffering is a way that we can change. Unfortunately, we don't want to learn through like easy stuff because we don't want to see ourselves. If we were to see ourselves and work on it, then sometimes we save ourselves these terrible lessons of kind of ignorance, right? When we don't see what we're doing, we don't see it. So situations come and it's undeniable. But this is why I like doing this, because I feel it's not just a shortcut, but it's almost like, can you avoid these deep pains in your life, at least some, because you're aware of yourself? And I really feel like that God wants that for us. He wants us, what does he say? I want you to live life, and I want you to live it abundantly. Well, not being self-aware and like thrashing around through life and just like hurting yourself and others, I mean, I really don't feel like that's living life abundantly, you know? So that's kind of why I feel that it kind of is written, but it's written by us.
I love it. Why do you think these are kind of frowned upon in the faith? This is the first time somebody's ever read these for me, by the way.
Oh, I'm so glad you let me,
Yeah.
and that you trusted me. You weren't afraid.
I don't want people in the comments calling me a pussy. Yeah, but I don't understand. Like,
I think
maybe because they're so powerful that people can use it for bad.
yeah, you could like. I use this for business. I use this for like. I don't understand a topic like you want to see what like I would do for myself, like what I do at home. Like say I have an abundance block. I'm like, what's going on with my finances, right? This is a very like question. People ask these things to themselves all the time. Like, okay, right now, what's going on with my finances? And what is the thing? Oh, okay. I know exactly what this is. It's completion. It's like a death, right? So there's a death and a rebirth happening in my life. And what that is I was married for a long time. And I'm having to let go of the whole concept of there's going to be this man that's going to support me, right? That's a huge thing for, like, I'm 39. I was married most of my like young life, and I thought that it was going to be like that. So I didn't invest in myself. Now, right, I have, but that was a huge lesson. So that's how I would work on myself, whether it's like what's a good business move.
Yeah, a lot of this is like self-reflection, so I don't see why.
I couldn't. That's what I'm saying. People will say like, "Oh, let me tell." And maybe there are people that see the future. Like, I believe that. Yes,
Oh, for sure.
Like, what is the Bible will call it discernment? Okay, I believe that, and I think like there are moments where I have seen the future, but
Yeah, but I mean, I'll be real with you, like, because as a Catholic, we go to confession, and so like, there's the 10 Commandments, and one of the things harped on us is this is literally like this would warrant me going to confession because it's a mortal sin. And now that I've done it, I'm like, I feel better. I don't feel worse. I've done a lot of bad sinning, and when I felt like shit,
afternoon.
this I'm like, what is the problem with this? This is my issue with the institution itself, a little bit. But yeah, I'm like,
That's exactly what it was. It was the church wanting to take away and numb all of our own communion with God.
which sucks.
Yeah, because then we wouldn't need a mediator.
I guess I was just about to say, I guess we wouldn't need a priest.
We wouldn't, exactly. So that's how they made their money.
Well, some people do.
Yeah, some people
Some
do.
people
And
do.
that tool's there.
You just said it. Money.
Yeah,
Money.
it's always
Really the root of all evil.
it is.
Damn.
But money's freedom in this world.
Also
Yeah.
true.
See what I mean?
Manifest me $12 million in a dragon.
There you
Put
go.
that on my story today.
Exactly. I would definitely want $12 million in a dragon.
Boy, wouldn't that rule?
Yes. But I think that's where they it's control. It's
Yeah.
control, and then the more they can keep us distracted and not in ourselves, then we don't realize our power. When we realize our power and that we can create the reality that we want, then they can't take it from us. Like, look, if you want to be a doctor, okay, let me put all these steps and things for you to get it. If you want to be this, look at all these steps and things for you to get it. Like, what if you could call something to your reality and it happen for you quickly? Why does it have to take, why does the man have to make money for you to be what you want? Right? So all these are just institutional things, but yeah, this is also why I don't share too much with it. Like the yoga place that I work at, it's like a Christian base, which I don't see myself different than a Christian. I feel like I am one.
I feel like you are too.
And I feel like, yeah, I don't feel separate. This is just how I feel that God has been able to communicate with me in a way that I understood. And I was really seeking, like I was hurting. I was like, my mind's terrible and I don't want to live like this. So
It almost feels like an insult. Like they feel like we're too stupid to be able to, like, heal ourselves and work on ourselves and fix ourselves. Like, they're like, no, we'll do it for you in our way. This is how I'm starting to feel like it's like an insult. Like, I get it. 12th century, not everybody nobody could read. I get it.
yeah.
It's a little different than now, where
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I can venture off and learn a little bit. It could be dangerous, but I let me do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just, I like it.
Well, good. And that's what I hope, that it opens people's minds to it.
I
Like,
hope so too.
it doesn't have to be like this, scary thing.
Yeah,
And
get my mom to do this one day.
yeah, tell her I'd love if she wants to be like aware of some of these things or whatever.
I'm gonna take a picture of these. Is
Yeah.
that cool?
Go for it.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But that's
That's
really
a powerful thing. Spooky that it was close to my heart. When I did the podcast with Witch, she also brought some of her little things. She had a book. Oh, fuck, I can't remember. It was like she was kind of the same thing. She was like, just pick a page pick a book. She had multiple ones. She was like, then pick a page that speaks to you. And I just flipped to this one, and it was like
right on.
right on my life, motherfucker.
Yeah. Because it's not a spooky thing when we see that we are energy and it's kind of like emitting. And then there's things that are the exact same energy that are just matching it. So you're magnetically pulling these situations to you. So like these cards, it was just reading your energy and it was just reflecting back to you. So it's not like we're connecting like, like people think you're connecting to the devil. How else would you know? Absolutely
Kinda thought
not.
that.
It's your own self.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was like looking at this and like, that one's spooky.
Yeah.
Where do you buy these at?
I like Etsy has some really cool
Okay.
ones.
Imagine, yeah.
Like I have this really cool clear one and stuff like that. But some of these have been like on Amazon, or there's a local place here, Tumbleweed Botanicals. And
Yeah, I'm less spooked out to go there now.
yeah. And then really like they're all like kitchen witches, I would call them. Like they like teas and herbs. It's not what we think. They want to heal you,
Yeah.
like your body. It's not like, There can be.
Fair warning, there are out there.
There are people out there. I just feel like I abide by the laws of the universe, so I can be in flow with the universe. And when I'm in flow with the universe, then I receive and I give. So I give and I receive. It's like the same thing. If you're giving, your hands open. If you are holding, your hands closed, so you can't even receive it. It's the same thing. So I stay in that energy of flow with the universe, and that's what helps me to.
Yeah, you're a lot like I keep calling her the witch. She's a very great person, but this is what she referred to herself as.
What's her name?
Kelsey Hofstad.
Okay, no.
She's a yoga instructor.
Oh, maybe I should know her.
That's why I'm like, this is weird. She does the sound baths too.
Oh, cool. All
yeah,
right.
fuck, I can't remember where she works, but yeah, you're very much like that.
Yeah.
Like a healer.
Yeah.
This motherly healer. That's how I'm feeling, anyways. But
yeah, that's basically what this is. It's healing.
Where do you do them at? They come to your house?
Yeah. Or sometimes I visit people's houses, but which I prefer because I feel that people's houses have all their energy.
Mm-hmm.
So all the little things that might not be easy to read when we're apart, like it's easier to hide, I guess, but when they're in someone's house, you can kind of see what's happening, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. I went to this one house that was a friend that I love very much. And what I saw was, and I can say this because I didn't even tell her. I saw that there was abuse from her spouse. And it wasn't like what you would think, like necessarily like hitting or anything. Like it was like very verbally abusive. So, and like cheating, like that kind of thing, So that's the hard part about doing this, is that I don't always know when to say something, and when not. But in time, I kind of left it as it was, and I didn't press on that. And then later on, things kind of expose themselves as they were. So that happens. But that, again, it goes with like the trusting God. Like I feel that when I am connecting to them, I ask God to use me as a vessel. That's really a whole channeling thing. Well, I'm not channeling anything evil. I'm literally asking love of the universe to speak to you. And how does that, what do you need to know?
Do you do this on kids, or are they too pure?
No, I do this on my kids.
Yeah.
I do. And I've done it on other kids. And a lot of times with kids, it's really just mindsets. Like, I'm not good enough.
Oh, I got you.
I'm scared. Kids want to make people around them happy. So they are constantly betraying themselves. And that's the part that, like, when I tell my kids, I call my kids, and Dave Clayton kind of put like a name on it. I never really knew what it was called, but he calls it unspeakable joy. And I care and I love them so much, and it's so close to me, and I don't share it with everybody. I don't share my personal life like that. But with them, I allow them to completely be themselves. And like my son, he likes video games and he likes to cuss his friends out and stuff. Right? They get wild, and he's like 11.
How old is he? Okay, yeah.
He's 11.
We were all doing that.
Yeah. So it was sometime last year, and he was like, Mom, I want to say bad words. Like I was like, well, I mean, as long as you're not like cussing at your sisters or something, like you can say like shit or whatever. I don't care. He's like, okay. And I kind of talked to him about like when to say those things and when not to say those things, like grandparents and shit like that. Well, a couple weeks later, he comes home and he's like, hey, my friend down the street, they said I can't hang out and play with them anymore. And I was like, what happened? And he said, well, I was cussing over there, blah, blah, blah. And the mom was like, you can't fucking come back. She told him, like, don't come over here. So he had to, we talked about it. He had to go back, and he told her, like, I will respect your home. I won't speak that way. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And they were able to play or whatever. But the point is, I allowed them to make mistakes and to explore their shadow, because if you suppress your shadow side, the jealous parts, like kids struggle with jealousy. Why do they have that and I don't? That is so hard that feeling is so hard to have. And then when someone doesn't teach you how to deal with it, which is one thing. If you're jealous of someone, it's pointing one thing out about yourself. You want that too. So instead of being like, fuck you, you have it. What if you learn to say, hey, my soul is calling for that same experience or something like that. I relate to it. So what can I offer? It may not look like theirs, but what can I offer? So you see how the mindset is always what it comes down to. How are you gonna see it? Is jealousy going to be something that destroys your life, or is it something that's going to help you propel you towards what you want? So it's kind of like that's what I do with my kids. I see their insides and we talk about it. And I have like my daughter, Maddie, she's the youngest, and she's like, don't fucking talk to me about this. She won't say that. She's like the youngest, she's 7, but she'll literally like ignore me, walk out the room. Like, I don't want to talk about this. Like, she had a jealousy. Her friend got a bike and she was like, they went down the street or whatever. The neighbor was mentioning how Maddie's tire was kind of low. And the girl with the new bike, it was really firm. And she comes back and she's like, they're comparing our bikes and hers is better and all this stuff. So I started talking to her about jealousy, and she's like, nope, I'm not jealous. She fucking walked out. She just like walked out. She's like, I'm not hearing that. And it reminds me, like, this is also when I do tarot cards. Like, there's some things I see and people are like, nope, that's not it. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. You know, like, I'm not trying to like, but it's how it is.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, this was great.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Again, any plugs where people can follow you, come see you this Thursday? I'm going to try to put this out Thursday so they can come just to put it out there and promote it.
If they just look on 806 Collective, I'm going to have one once a month. I just want it to be an offering, like, there's not a pricing. You can donate if you want, but I wanted it to be more like community. If you want to bring a bottle, like a case of waters, like to share, right? Like, I don't care if they want to give or don't.
Do we need a yoga mat?
Yes, I do have some extra ones, but just depending on how many, you know. But we could do it on the floor. I mean, like, it's not a big deal. See, it's just like, it's casual. Just come out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Everybody check out patreon.com/snakepitstudios. Yeah, we're going to get back and rolling. So thank you again, and we will see you guys next time.